Good morning, students. This is Tushar Aggarwal, your IP teacher. He's here again, continuing the unit, that is unit number 3, Introduction to Computer Network. Now, friends, Introduction to Computer Network means that we have to study all the basics about a network, how network is engaged, how internet is working. So till now we have studied types of network, medium, transmission mediums, then email, chat, voice over protocol, then www, World Wide Web, which is also known as web. Now today we are going to study about a very important topic that is known as website. Now, what is a website? You can say that, sir, we have opened google.com, we have opened Reddit Mail, we have opened W3 Schools, we have opened the rishikul.edu.in. These are the websites. Now, friends, these are the websites. But what actually a website means and what are its parts, what are its components? So, we are going to study all these things in this video. Now, what is a website? First, I will read it and then I will let you explain. One of the most common reasons for us to be using internet every day is information. It is loaded with, yes, if I have to search what is a website, a student or I will definitely go to the Google and search what is website. I will get a lot of information about the website. Right? The information is generated by multiple sources and is carefully organized in the form of files and web pages, which when grouped together to form a single entity become a website. So friends, here it is telling you that it has generated information, data from various sources and is organized in such a way that it optimizes your search option. So that it optimizes your search option, which when grouped together to form a single entity becomes a website. So a collection of web pages which are grouped together are usually connected in one or the other way is known as a website. So I am concentrating here. Now here lies the difference between a web page and a website. What we have done, a collection of web pages. A collection of web pages which are grouped together and usually connected together in various ways, often called a website. Right? So a collection of web pages which are grouped together and usually connected together in various ways is known as a website. So web page is a single page and website is a collection of web pages. Now I am coming to the next point, website, importance of website and its uses or how it is useful to us. For example, now what websites are used for watching the videos, as you are studying over the videos, youtube.com. The websites are utilized for various purposes like web surfing, email and chatting. Web surfing, any kind of thing you want to get. Email means electronic mail, which we want to send anything to anybody sitting in any part of the world, we can do it. Chatting, we can make discussion forums. Social networking such as Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, Insta, all these are social networking websites. Now, for what purpose social networking websites are made? Social networking websites are made for the purpose of interacting with people you know far off from your place, such as videos, online business, Amazon, Flipkart, Snapdeal, all are working. If you take example of Amazon, you can find even your species, your grams, etc. All your food supplies or your groceries on Amazon also. From a pin to a plane, we can say we can buy online. Searching jobs, yes, we are sitting at a place, I am sitting at my place and searching for jobs. News and information we are getting from worldwide. Classified ads, blogs, we can download, we can pay, like we can recharge or do something else. We can bank, file sharing is possible. Online games, PUBG, which is a yes, students got a smile on that. It is a game called PUBG. Okay, online games, the biggest example today. Millions of people are using. Now, how it is uses? It will open your business 24/7. You don't have to sit online every day or checking every day. You can just sit back, relax, you will receive orders and you can supply. So your business is open 24 hours, 7 days a week. Reach new markets with global audience. Through World Wide Web, you can reach beyond your limitations. Like if you have a shop, you can just sell your products in a particular area. But if you have an online business, then you can share it with your global market throughout the country, other countries, right? Improved customer service. Yes, you can improve your customer service. Save money on printing and distribution costs. You have to just print online everything. You can make digital, and distribution cost is also low. Create a product or service showcase. You have your own brand now. Sell your products and services online. Yes, we can provide, like we can purchase a lot of things online and download it. Stability, yes, stability is there as we have the proof of each and everything, every transaction. Viral marketing without a marketing cost. Just you have to share again, and you will be viral. Okay. So we will open our business for 24/7, reach new markets with global audience, improved customer service, save money on printing and distribution cost, create a product or service showcase, sell your products and services, stability, and viral marketing with a marketing cost. So these are the importance and uses of a website. Why do people visit website? अब एक क्वेश्चन भी अराइज होता है कि हम लोग वेबसाइट पे जाते ही क्यों हैं? Why we need website? Generally, दो reasons होते हैं. People look at websites for two primary reasons. First, to find the information they are in need, such as I want to visit some other parts of the country, of the world. I will just search how much it will cost, how I can go, what are the places for look for studies. Many of the students go abroad or some other states to read. Then we can search which university is better, how can we take admission, how can we process online data, right? What is the infrastructure, we can check. So there are a lot of things that will come in the way for searching the information. Okay, so you can contact as many as people through the website by sitting at a single place. Now to complete a task, people may want to buy the latest bestseller of a product, a book, some softwares, or participate in online discussion about a favorite hobby. So this is possible through a website. So primarily for two reasons. One is for information, they are in need. Another one is to complete a task. Now, what are the various components of a good website? Now, components of a good website are easy navigation, it is easy navigators, secured contents, proper layout, proper links, effective color scheme, fast load time, mobile friendly, font that suits website, good quality images, consistency of design among all pages. It means we will navigate through the pages easily, we will get all the modules. Like if I will search for a school website, say Rishikul website, then what we will get? We will get home, about us, admissions, registrations, examination. So in every module we are getting each thing easily navigated. Secured contents, the contents are secured with the person who is making the website. Proper layout, a proper layout is maintained so that each and everyone can access. Proper links are there. Effective color scheme is there. Fast load time, it will load fast. Mobile friendly, yes, we can nowadays mobiles are great of use. People are using mobile rather than laptops or desktops, so we can open mobile friendly, mobile view, font that suits website. Yes, we will use font that is good, attractive with the website, good quality images with less size, consistency of design among all the pages are designed in such a way that they are reflecting each other's image in that. Now we have studied how the uses of websites, how we can use websites, why we use websites. Now things that we need to build a website. अब हमें वेबसाइट बनाना है, so उसके लिए हमें तीन चीजों की जरूरत होती है. First one is domain name, right? I will just first tell their names, then discuss it. First one is domain name. Second one is website hosting. Second one is website designing tools. Now first I will go to domain name. Now if I will just search a website, the rishikul.edu.in. So for that you have to purchase a domain name from the sellers. There are so many websites selling this, such as godaddy.com is the famous one. Now there are certain domains which are reserved by the government of any country for the use of educational purposes or for the institutional purposes, I can say, or for some government purposes. For example, we are living in India, so I will take an example of .edu.in. .gov.in, .nic.in. These are certain domains which are with government only. We have to take the permission of government agencies to have these domain names. Now website hosting, we need a server that will host our website, services that host our website. Now website designing tools. Friends, this is an important aspect because it will depend how a website will look on the website designing tools. There are certain tools such as Firefox Developer, Photoshop, Panic-Coda, Dreamweaver, Fireworks. Now there are certain languages, yes, programming languages. So no, these are not the programming languages. These are just the platforms to build these websites. Number one is HTML, which is the base of all. Hypertext markup language, might have you have studied in your lower classes. ASP, active server pages. PHP, preprocessor hypertext. JSP, Java server pages. .NET, Visual.NET, etc. So all these languages, and there are so many languages. Python can also be used to design websites. Now, two of the most common methods for designing websites that work well both on mobile and web are responsive and adaptive design. Now, in responsive design, contents move dynamically depending on the screen size. Now, in adaptive, the contents are fixed, means this much portion is allotted to this much portion is allotted to this. So they are fixed in their own way. Coming to the next thing, now structure, it forms a hierarchical structure, as I told you. Now, first of all, structuring of items in a website is very, very important, and breaking them into subsections on the basis of file type, right? If I will, for example, I will take school website. If I will put admission part in the about us part, that will not serve the purpose. People look for admission part in the admission only. So it is necessary that home page, then the main sections, and in the main section subsections will be placed accordingly. Website structure refers to the framework in which the information or content of the website employs for both usability and presentation. Means it will be user friendly, it will just employ that it will be usable and presentable. Now next, this is very important part as working of a website. Now it is a request response system. Suppose we have studied DNS. Now DNS server, now in that intermediate thing is web browser. Now the server of a party or an organization just request a web browser that I want to access this thing. Now the web browser make request to the server. Now user, what user is doing? User entering the web page entries. Now user is doing the web page entries here. So it will accept from the server, response, open it. Right now we will read it. When a server user requests the web page, the browser employed by the user requested the server through DNS server and by fetching and interpreting the requested files. Means जैसे एक यूजर होगा वो रिक्वेस्ट करेगा वेब पेज के लिए, ब्राउजर जो हम यूज करेंगे whether it will be any kind of browser, the server through DNS server and by fetching displays it on user screen. जो भी हमें आउटपुट मिलेगी सर्वर से वो हमारी स्क्रीन पे यूजर एंड पे आ जाएगी. DNS server convert domain name to IP address. Now it will convert, for example, this domain name to a particular IP address. This process is known as DNS resolution. I hope you must know it. This process is known as DNS resolution. Now some examples of website are wikipedia.org, google.com, Amazon, cbse.nic.in, facebook.com, yahoo.com, flipkart.com, any kind of thing that has an extension, varishakul.edu.com, python.mykvs.in, any other cbse.nic.in, all are the examples of website. So friends, what we have studied today, let us have a quick reminder. We have studied the website part. Now what is a website? Website is a collection of web pages. Now here comes the difference between web pages and websites. Then what are the uses of a website and importance, because it can open business 24/7, research markets, reach new global audiences, customer service improved, save money, viral marketing without cost. Why do people visit website? For primarily two purposes: to find information and to complete a task. Components of a good website: easy navigation, secured components, proper link, effective color scheme, fast load time, mobile friendly, right? How to build a website? We need three things: domain name, web hosting, website designing tools. Domain names are to be purchased, like our website name .com or .in. Website hosting we can do. Website designing tools, there are several languages. Now website infrastructure, it must be structured well so that each and every one of them can understood it very well. Now working of a website, DNS just converts that. Good morning everyone. This is your teacher Tushar Aggarwal here again before you with the chapter Introduction to Computer Networks. Friends, in the last session we are talking about the website and the other things. So today we are going to continue with our chapter, that is website concepts. Now first of all, what we have studied what is a website, what is the importance of website, why do people certainly visit websites, what are the components of a good website. These are the components of a good website, things we need in order to build a website. That is a website structure. That is the working of a website, that how DNS sends it to web browser sends it to server. Now there are some examples of website I have given you, such as Wikipedia, Google.com, Amazon, CBSE, Facebook, etc. Now we are on the thing that what is a web page. I told you that web page is a document or HTML document commonly written in HTML. A web page is often used to provide information to its visitor. These are the differences between web page and website. So now let me start today's session with two types of web pages we have discussed. First one is static and the other one is dynamic. Now let me start with the static. Static web page are very simple web pages written in languages such as HTML, that is hypertext markup language, JavaScript, CSS are cascading style sheets, etc. Means those web pages that are written in some language are called static web pages. Now what are the more features a static web page has? Whenever a server receives a request for a static web page, then the server sends the response to the client without doing any additional process. Means simply the data is transferred or transmitted, and these web pages are seen through a web browser as these were designed. Means these were designed on the web browsers, so it can be seen as it is, as they were designed. No additional process was done by the browser or the server. In static web pages, pages will remain the same until someone change it manually and deploy these on web server. Means static web page को अगर हम हिंदी में समझने चाहें तो the pages, the static web pages are the pages जो हमारे लैंग्वेज में बने हुए हैं, such as HTML, JavaScript, CSS. जब भी सर्वर के पास ब्राउजर रिक्वेस्ट करेगा तो सर्वर डायरेक्टली वेब ब्राउजर को रिटर्न कर देगा. कोई भी चेंज इसमें पॉसिबल नहीं है until और unless we have to stop our work. हमने काम को रोकें और स्पेशली सर्वर पे कोई चेंज करें. मींस इट इज फिक्स्ड. अगर हमने बना दिया तो वो बन गया, इट इज फिक्स्ड. नाउ चेंजेस अगर हमें करने हैं मैनुअली तो मैनुअली करना पड़ेगा और वेब सर्वर को अपडेट करना पड़ेगा. नाउ कमिंग ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट पार्ट, व्हिच इज डायनामिक वेब पेजेस. नाउ डायनामिक वेब पेजेस आर रिटन इन लैंग्वेजेस सच एज जावास्क्रिप्ट, एक्टिव सर्वर पेजेस, .NET, PHP, it is PHP not PHP, etc. In dynamic pages, the content of the pages varies as per the requirement of the visitor. It means while filling a form on the website, it is a dynamic web page, as the content vary according to us, what we want, what we don't want. Now, if we log into any website, then our name is displayed, right? It means I will take an example of banking website. Yes, in bank, what we are going to do, suppose I have opened HDFC Net Banking, then my name will be displayed on the top, and there are several options. I can transact my money, I can inquire about my account. There are so many options I can do. So, if we log into any website, then our name is displayed. Similarly, if other person log in on the same site, his name is displayed. It takes more time to load than static web pages, as these are bulky than static web pages. Now, dynamic web pages are used where the information is changed frequently. Example की बात करते हैं, stock prices, weather forecast, booking, such as airline booking or bus booking or train booking. You can take within a few seconds. The seats will be reserved, and after that you will not be have the seats. You can book airline. The price will fluctuate according to the type. So all these comes under dynamic web pages. So anyone can expect example from you. So you can put an example of stock exchange, weather forecast websites, these booking websites, or some form filling websites, banking websites. Now, how could you differentiate between a dynamic web page and a static web page? Now, this difference comes from these 6 points. In static web page, pages will remain same until someone changes it manually. It means we have to change it manually. Now, in dynamic web pages, content of the pages are different for different visitors. This is the first point. Second, static web pages are written in the languages such as HTML, JavaScript, CSS, etc. Hypertext markup language, JavaScript and CSS. Dynamic web pages are not written in these languages. They are written in CGI, Ajax, Active Server Pages, ActiveServerPages.net. It is less complex. It is more complicated. As dynamic web pages are there, the content vary according to the user. Informations can change rarely, information can change very frequently, such as I will take off the stock. One stock is up, then in the next time it is down. It takes static website take less time for loading, they take more time for loading. You have to note down this. Database is not used, database is required. Now static web page will remain same until someone changes it manually. Dynamic web page content of pages are different from different visitors. Static web pages are written in languages such as HTML, JavaScript, CSS, etc. Dynamic web pages are written in languages such as CGI, Ajax, ASP.NET, etc. Less complexity. They are more complicated. Information are changed rarely. Information are changed frequently. Less time for loading. They take more time for loading. Database is not required because no information is to be saved after that. Database is required as different visitors do different tasks. So these are some of the differences you have to write. This question can be asked in your exam. So let me move on with the next topic, that is web server. Now, what is a web server? Now, web server is a computer where all your content reside. Web server is a computer where the web content is stored. If we talk about Google, the server of the Google is called the web server because it contains all the data that we want to access. Basically, a web server is used to host the websites and deliver the resources requested through web browser. Means जो हमारा web server होगा वो host करेगा websites को and deliver the resources requested through the web browser. In more technical term, it is a program that uses HTTP. Yes, friends, what is HTTP? I told you in the earlier sessions. HTTP is Hypertext Transfer Protocol for serving files that create web pages for users in response to their requests that are sent by clients to the. इसका सीधा सा मतलब हम समझेंगे अब हिंदी में कि वेब सर्वर क्या होता है. वेब सर्वर हमारा वो एक कंप्यूटर या एक मशीन है जिसपे हमने पूरा अपना वेब कंटेंट स्टोर किया हुआ है. एक्चुअली एक वेब सर्वर हम बोलते हैं उस चीज को जो हमारा उस वेबसाइट्स को होस्ट करता है और हमें रिसोर्सेज प्रोवाइड कराता है वेब ब्राउज़र के थ्रू. इफ यू गो टेक्निकली, हम तो टेक्निकली जाएं तो HTTP को जो फाइल सर्व करवाता है मींस हाइपर टेक्स्ट ट्रांसफर प्रोटोकॉल, दैट इज नोन एज अ वेब सर्वर. Means a web server is responsible whether the particular item is got or not, because if a thing is residing on the web server then only you can have access. Now for example, I will search on Google for anything. If the Google is having a query about it in this web server or the content in their web server, then it will show us. Otherwise there is no chance that it will show us. Google we can get many information. So all these information are stored on their web server, means they are hosting many websites. Now features of a web server: it is secure, yes, only the data which is required by the browser will be sent. Fast in speed means high bandwidth. Able to mitigate bandwidth congestion, yes, if bandwidth congestion is there it will mitigate. Maximum uptime means always response, yes, if your server is working you can get answer anywhere. For example, I will again take Google. I will have Google anytime I want. So friends, next is support most of the server side of scripting languages, means web server supports most of the languages that we are having. easy user interface, virtual hosting. Now web server is secure, fast in speed means high bandwidth, able to mitigate bandwidth congestion, maximum uptime means always response, support most of the server-side scripting, easy user interface, and virtual hosting. Now, what are the various functions of a web server? What are the various functions of a web server? Now, first is stores and secures website data. Yes, we are storing website data on the web server. As I told you, what are web servers? Web servers are those that contain our data. Provides web databases access. Provides web database access. Yes, it is true that it provides web database access. Serve the end user request. Yes, the end user means whatever the browser is asking, it will serve that it is there or not. If it is not there, an acknowledgement is sent. Bandwidth controlling to regulate network traffic. Yes, it will regulate that this much of traffic can only access the person. Virtual hosting, server-side web scripting. So these are the functions: store and secure website data, provides web database access, serve the end user request, bandwidth controlling to regulate network traffic, that is virtual hosting, then server-side scripting. Now there are the various examples of web server. Apache web server, which is very highly known. It is developed in 1996, maintained by Apache Foundation. It is the most used web server today. IIS, Internet Information Services, that was developed by Microsoft. NGINX 2002 by Igor Sisol, used for large websites with too much traffic. Apache Tomcat, that is used for developing many websites. Initiated by Sun Microsystems in 1999, transferred to Apache Software Foundation. Now friends, Apache web server and Apache Tomcat are two things. Light HTTPD, it was developed in 2003, uses a very low memory, CPU and disk space for small web hosting projects. So these are some of the examples of web server. There are so many web servers existing in the world, so these are some which are widely used. Apache web server is the widely used web server which was developed in 1996. Right, IIS, International Internet Information Services by Microsoft. ING-INT 2002 by Igor Sisov, used for large websites with too much traffic. Apache Tomcat, initiated by Sun Microsystems in 1999, transferred to Apache Software Foundation. Now, what is web hosting? Web hosting is the place where all the files of your website live. Means all the files are collected. Means all the files lie on there. It is the home of our website where it actually lives. A good way of thinking about is, if the domain name is the address of our house, suppose कीजिए हमारा घर का address domain name है, तो web hosting is the actual house that address points to, right? कि मतलब घर बता दिया गया है कि ये घर है, लेकिन कहाँ है actually उसको point करता है web hosting. Now all websites on the internet need web hosting. Yes, there are two things I told you very early stage of this chapter: local host and some live. So going live means we need a web host, that web hosting that our data is saved. Domain names and web hosting are two different services. However, they work together to make websites. Okay, so web hosting and domain name together are capable of making websites. However, it is possible with systems known as DNS. So what is web hosting? Web hosting is the place which is the actual address for the files. If we can think an example, domain name is our home, address of our home, then the web hosting points actually to that home. Now the last thing we are discussing in the website context, there are four main types of web hosting. Shared hosting, it means it can be shared by multiple domains or websites. Virtual private server means the main server is split into multiple virtual servers, hence the name is known as VPS. These virtual servers can be customized by individual websites. Now next is dedicated hosting. Websites are being hosted on a dedicated server. Dedicated means कि सिर्फ उसी website के लिए हम use कर रहे हैं, not other. Okay, it means that on that particular website all the technical settings are there, configuration, software, anything else we need is provided by the web hosting. Cloud hosting. Cloud hosting plans come with multiple remote servers. Cloud means we are doing it online. Each server has different responsibilities. If one of the server is compromised or has problem, the other servers on the network will take over the responsibility of other and pick up.